Katelyn. Katelyn van Top Billing, die kosredakteur van Top Billing tydskrif is vanoggend hier. And you're showing us an interesting recipe from the mag that I pointed out that I'd like to learn to make, but I thought was quite difficult.
Yes.
What is it?
It's something a little bit different. We're going to be making seared salmon with roasted tomatoes, some pea puree, and a vanilla garlic cream.
Nice.
Which is a little bit different.
Sweet, eh?
Yeah, so, normally sweet flavor with savory dish. So it's a big food trend at the moment. Chefs and restaurants are, using conventionally sweet ingredients in savory foods and vice versa.
And how difficult are the recipes in the Top Billing magazine to make?
I try and keep them, they're really, really simple, and it's basically, you want to entertain and impress people, but it's really simple and elegant.
Okay, let's start.
Okay, so I'm just going to quickly put the tomatoes in the oven so they can get going. I'm just going to drizzle them with a little bit of olive oil. You can use also just normal baby tomatoes. Obviously, these just look really pretty. But you want to keep them, you want to keep them quite small because then they sort of burst with flavor in the mouth, and that's really nice. These are going to go in the oven.
Okay, how long do you keep them in the oven for?
It's at 180 degrees for about 5
I'm going through the
10
pots
minutes.
to see what's in here.
Okay, so then we're going to get started with the salmon, which actually cooks really, really quickly.
Okay.
So this is just going to get a little bit of olive oil on it. And usually I like to not put the olive oil in the pan. I like to just rub it on the salmon.
Michael Redfree does that as well, and so does From.
Yeah,
and
because
it's a nice tip.
It is. You save on olive oil because usually you end up putting too much in the pan. So it's a healthier way of cooking. So I'm just going to put this skin side down because you want the skin to go nice and crispy.
I was just going to ask you why we're doing that. And do you need me to do anything?
Yes, you're going to do the pea puree for me.
Okay.
We've got the peas and the stock already simmering in there. So you're just going to blend that for me.
Okay. So I throw them out here. Oh, it's
pass
hot.
it through the sieve. Careful.
I'll grab that.
Okay.
Do I need to drain these?
No, everything just gets pureed.
Water?
No. Just blend it in the pot.
In the pot? Oh,
yes. And then
on
you're
a
just
stove,
going to
not on a
strain it
stove.
just to get a nice velvety
This is
texture.
why you have to show me these things. Okay. Here we go. Stand by. Noise warning. Put on your headphones. Oh, it's a nice silent one. Okay, so I mix it in the water that you cooked it in.
Yes, yeah.
And that's nice because it keeps all the vitamins. Because normally a lot of it's lost during the cooking process.
There is a little bit too much water in the oven.
Okay. Well, it will be a recipe with a Liesel twist. So this recipe you can get straight out of the Top Billing magazine, but you can also add a twist to it as well.
It's gonna go with a vanilla garlic cream, which we can actually get started
I just
with.
want to see what this is. See?
Going quickly.
It's nice and green.
And the garlic clove goes in whole because you want it subtle, you don't want too much
whole
flavor.
clove.
Yeah. And then I'm just going to put half a vanilla pod in. It's quite important to use a vanilla pod and not vanilla extract because vanilla pod's got a little bit of more subtle flavor to it than the extract. You don't want it to taste very vanilla.
So you throw the whole pod in?
Yes, so that's going to simmer and reduce. And it kind of adds an interesting element, but to make it healthier, you can rather omit the cream completely, put the vanilla and the garlic in the pea puree, and rather just serve the salmon with
That's a nice option.
Okay, so now interesting thing when you're cooking fish is you see there's like a cooking line.
Yes.
So it's turning from sort of clear, the clear raw fish turns a milky color, so that you can make sure you don't overcook the fish, because otherwise it's dry, and people often say fish is too dry, that's why they don't eat it. But it's just really very important that you don't overcook the fish. And salmon medium rare. So I'm going to over now.
And the line is from the bottom there, I can see it.
Yes, yeah.
And
it's nice and crispy, yes. So yeah, and I mean, you can use any fish with this as well.
Yeah.
Pick n Pay's got a really nice selection of fresh fish. So just see what the catch of the day is. As long as it's a nice, delicate fish with a nice, delicate texture, because you've got really delicate flavors here. So you don't want to overpower the flavors.
Okay.
Okay, so this is almost done. You can see it's going to be medium now. So then we're just going to take out the... If you'll get the tomatoes
Sure,
for
I'll
me.
do that. You just tell me what I must do. While I'm getting this, we just heard the news. We've broken the 10,000 barrier on our Facebook with
awesome.
our friend request. And we'd love to hear from you. If you ever make the recipes, if you go out and get the Top Billing mag and make these recipes at home, let us know. I have lots of fun experimenting in the kitchen with it. And it's nice to have Katelyn here showing us how to do it and then go home and do it.
Okay, so this pea puree should have been strained, so it's nice and velvety, but you'll still get exactly the same flavor. And you just want to wipe that for me.
We'll wipe that for you.
To make it look all pretty.
Yes. Okay. You need to pop that onto the plate here. I'm doing a good cleaning job.
Please. Okay. And then we've got the salmon that's going to go on it. And then the tomato, the cream's in there.
Okay.
Tomatoes
Need
on
a spoon.
top.
There we go, I'll bring it closer to you. It smells like custard.
Doesn't taste like custard.
Okay.
So like I said, you know, you make this really healthy and just leave out the cream. But the flavors are really very subtle and I mean, that's quite an impressive dish if you serve guests. And the thing is, you can do this all ahead of time. You can do the cream ahead of time, you can do the peas ahead of time, and the tomatoes. And you just do the salmon at the last minute. And it's impressive.
There we go.
It looks like you've spent the whole day in the kitchen.
So you can get that recipe in the latest issue of Top Billing magazine. You saw how easy it was to make it. I assisted, I didn't flop making it. So it's definitely something you can make easily enough at home, and it looks so beautifully. So now stay with us. We've got Kurt Darren hovering around here. I know he's dying to try some of this. If you've got any questions for Kurt Darren, Israel Houghton, Jenny Lowe, or Christina Storm, send them through on our Facebook wall. We're going to be asking that in just a little bit. Let me try this.